Oh, yes. What is up, guys? Jared Campese. Welcome back to the channel. I have not ridden a motorcycle in probably like a month, which is, that might be the longest I've gone without riding in the past 4 years. So it feels really good to be back on the bike. I'm heading over to Dado's house. We're gonna be doing a final kind of like tune up on the Monster, take it out for a ride, make sure it's ready for the dyno, and then go over the bike. So it's gonna be a good one. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Listen to this thing. Oh my God. It sounds so good. In the cool air, man. Woo-wee. Oh, there's cows. It's awesome. So yeah, it's been in the 40s, in the 30s at night here. And today it's like 60s, mid 60s. So it's a perfect day to get out and ride. Man, I miss this bike. I probably got to check tire pressures and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the game plan for today. We've got a couple episodes left. We've got today's episode, then we have the dyno episode, and then we have the final weight, walk around, discussing the cost of the build and like a detail, and then that's it. So not many chances left. If you guys want to be entered to win our custom Ducati Monster 1200, patreon.com/CampEasyCustoms. It's always the first link in the description below. After the Monster is done, we will be working on the V4 SP, which is back in my garage right now with about, I think, $10,000 or $15,000 worth of carbon fiber from Manny at Moto Million, ready to be installed, and that's going to be a monster of a machine when it's done as well. So I'm really excited for everything that we got going on. I appreciate your guys' continued support for these builds. It's really a dream come true. Dado and I are having an absolute blast working on them. Oh, and Dado actually made the custom plate for the build too. So you're gonna see that as soon as we get over there. So stay tuned. All right, just rolled up to Dado's and I pushed the bikes out just so we could look at them. But you don't realize how badass this Monster is until it's parked next to a limited edition Ducati. Don't get me wrong, I love my Lambo Diavol, but I mean, I've had offers for $100,000 for that bike. And you take a look at this thing, and what do you think, Dado? Doesn't it kind of just like, it kind of dwarfs the Lambo Diavol, right?
Yeah, it looks amazing.
It looks insane. So like, we'll go into the cost of the build when we weigh it and all that kind of stuff. But God, the bike just looks absolutely incredible. So first thing we want to do is Dado's going to show us the custom signature plate that he made. Check this out, guys. So what is this made out of?
So this is smoked opaque acrylic. And then I etched custom Ducati Monster 1200, and then I traced both of our signatures, put that in there, and then I did a silver metallic inlay.
Yeah. Dude,
so
it looks incredible. That turned out so nice.
Yeah, in the sun it looks amazing. We'll show that in a second.
Yeah.
But this bolts exactly where the passenger foot peg was.
Yeah, on the other side. So we're gonna put that on first, and then I don't think there's anything else we need to do. Maybe check tire pressures, and then we can run out and go for a ride, because it's gonna get dark here real soon since daylight savings kicked in. But you want to show that in the sun real quick, Dado? Yeah, this is pretty cool.
So there it is.
Look at that. And it's see-through, so if you hold it up towards the look, you can see through it. Dude, that is really, really cool. I love, awesome. Yeah, I love how that turned out. So I think we'll throw that on, then we'll go for a ride. So these are original bolts, and because the foot pegs aren't on there and it's not spaced out as far, what did you do? Just trim those, trim the bolts?
Yeah, I just cut them.
Redo the threads?
Yep, so that's gonna go there.
Dude, I love the fact that it's see-through. It's such a cool looking custom touch.
I love the fact that I can make stuff now.
Yeah, yeah, with your laser engraving and etching, and oh, dude, he's making all kinds of cool trinkets and everything. It's gonna be epic. When do you think you're gonna be at the point where people can start buying stuff from you?
I wanna build a website online. That way you can customize and order stuff. My goal is to have, as we build motorcycles like this, I'll take measurements while I have bikes here, and then I can make custom pieces, guards, you know what I mean?
Dude, it's gonna be so cool. I love this, Dado. That is so freaking cool. The fact that it's see-through, I think makes it, like, it just makes it so unique. And it's like stealthy, but it still like sticks out just enough. I think that's the coolest, like, custom piece we've done, you know, with our signatures on it, by far, you know? Look at that. That's so cool looking, dude. And again, it's like on the other side where it sits down the kickstand. It's not in your face or anything like that. If somebody didn't want it, they could take it off, you know.
Yeah,
but I'm really happy with that. That is so cool. All right, so we'll tighten that down. Do we need to do anything else on this bike before we ride it? Do we have to throw some gas in it?
I filled it up with fuel, just tire pressures. For now, I'm going to just check the chain off camera, and then we can roll.
Okay, sweet. All right, so I finally got my license plate for my Lambo Diavel. I bought this bike in March. That's how backed up everything is. So yeah, I don't need any of that anymore. But yeah, I got this from Ducati New York City. Shout out to those boys over there for getting me this beautiful limited edition Ducati. But I finally have a license. Yeah, that way.
This way?
Yeah. Whatever's harder to read. So last thing we're doing before we go is checking tire pressures. We already did the Monster, and now we're doing the Lambo Diavel, and then we'll be ready to head on out of here. I can't get over how cool this Monster looks, dude. It is so badass, and that plate is so freaking cool. All right, so we haven't started this bike up, I realized, since we pretty much disassembled the gas tank. The cam belt covered a lot of mods, so we need to start up, make sure it's gonna, well, start and work properly. So you want to do the honors, bud? That's a good sign.
Fuel pump works.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here goes nothing.
Woo! Dude, I missed this bike, man. I'm so excited. It sounds so good. So we need to let this thing run for a little bit, and then we'll hop on and get out of here. But God, it looks and sounds so good. Somebody's gonna own this bike. This is gonna be someone's bike watching this video. Don't forget, patreon.com/CampEasyCustoms. You still have a couple chances to win this bad boy. So head on over there and get signed up now. All right, so we're out on the road on our maiden voyage with the Monster after doing everything. The bike is completed now, and we're just checking to see how it rides, checking for fluids. I'm watching the rear axle. That's why I want Dado on the bike right now. I want him to kind of feel it. Obviously, mechanics feel things a little bit differently than normal people do. So yeah, checking brakes, the shifting, throttle, the tune, the everything. Just checking everything. How the tires feel, just the suspension, and then how does everything feel so far, Dado?
So far, really good. The bike did sit for a really long time, and the ambient temperature and the pressure and everything else is different. So I'm sure it's got to adjust a little bit. Also, it's running great. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I did notice a little tiny bit of brake fade on the front brake.
Mm-hmm.
It could be just because I'm super paranoid right now and looking at everything 100%. It is stressful.
It's nerve-wracking.
It is, but everything's going to get addressed. I told Jared to watch the sprocket assembly, the chain.
Yeah.
All the little things that we've had apart, just to kind of, and on a lot of rides, final rides, or when we do a lot of mechanical stuff, you'll notice I'll wear a backpack, or Jared will have a backpack on, and hey, my right turn signal, I don't know which button it is because I'm not used to this. Hey, I got it on the first try.
It's the top one.
I bring tools and little emergency stuff, like a couple of beers,
A couple of beers.
Just
in case we're on the side of the road.
Yeah, if we get stranded.
Dude, oh man, that tank looks so cool. Wow.
Looking good?
Yeah. The chain looks like it might be a little loose, but I'm not positive yet.
I swear, every Ducati ever, you tighten the chain and you look at it the wrong way and it loosens up.
Yeah, especially because it's a 520 conversion too. So
yeah, I'm going to take a look at that when we get back.
Yeah. So
do any little minor adjustments.
And I think that I noticed when I was pushing it around, the buttons will almost touch the tank. So I think we might need to adjust the, what is that called? The turning radius stock, like the stopper. I think we might need to adjust that as well.
Yeah, or we may be able to tweak the bars because they are adjustable. So we're going to see what works the best.
Yeah.
What we're going to do. How's everything look other than that?
I haven't seen any fluids or anything like that so far. Like I said, it looks like the chain might be, maybe it's a tiny, damn. That sounds so freaking good, dude.
I miss this bike.
The bikes love this cold air,
Yeah, now that I'm riding it again, I'm like, wow. Do we have to give it away?
Dude, I fell in love with that bike throughout this whole process. I never thought I would.
And I know that I always say this, but I'm very honest. Yes, I may be opinionated with stuff, but I'm very honest. So if I don't really like something, or if, you know, if I would do something different, I'd say it. You know, but this bike has really impressed me.
Yeah.
I'm serious. When we first began modifying it, it was exciting for me, but not nearly as it is now. And all I want to do is just ride, and I don't want to get off the bike.
I know.
You know, Jared's always like, well, you know, we got like an hour, and I'm like, that's not enough. You know,
It is
just
true.
want to keep going.
It has that quality, that fun factor, you know, where you're comfortable, it's fun to ride, you just want to keep riding it.
It's torquey, it's phenomenal, it sounds good, you know.
It sounds incredible. I think that's the best sounding exhaust of all time, you know. And we're in November now here in central Pennsylvania, so riding bikes is going to be few and far in between now. So, you know, this ride here and going to the dyno is probably going to be our last rides for the season, you know, unless we get a random hot day. But then there might be salt on the roads, you know, if we have storms and who knows what else. So this is kind of one of our last rides of the season, probably one of the last rides of the year, you know.
So one thing I'm noticing, which it never really clicked that I haven't ridden this with a seat cover, I'm stuck, man. Like, you're like, it's like the suede material, but it holds me in place.
Someone who, one of our subscribers, actually I think it was a patron, said he got the same seat cover, but it was different colors, whatever. And he said it's really sticky. It's really nice. You don't slide around on it anymore, you know?
I love that.
Yeah, that is really nice. It sounds so good. God, dude.
Oh man, yep, I missed this thing.
And it looks like everything's working, man.
Hey, how long are we gonna ride for again?
I know, right? I was like 15 minutes, then let's get back. All right, so we pulled over to look over the bike. Everything seems to be good to go. And we figured we'd swap out. So Dotto's gonna ride the Lambo Diavolo a little bit. He's gonna keep an eye on the Monster. And I get to ride this bad boy for the first time since we've done a lot of mods. And man, we were just talking about how different these two bikes are. So it definitely feels weird coming off that bike to be on the Monster. But man, this bike is so freaking cool. We were sitting at the stoplight right there, and or a couple of different cars, people just staring at the Monster, which is funny because I'm used to everyone looking at the Lambo Diavolo, but the Monster just commands respect, you know? All right, so here we go. First time riding this bad boy in like, man, 2 months probably? God, I forgot how good the exhaust sounds when you're on this thing. It's ridiculous. Dude, you know what's crazy, Dotto?
What's that?
The control setup on this feels so incredible compared to like a stock control setup now.
Oh yeah. Like
coming off of that one, immediately this feels so primo. Like the handlebar setup, the controls, everything. But dude, oh my gosh, this exhaust, man, it's so ridiculous.
What do you want to go right?
Yeah, we'll go right. Watch out, there's a bunch of deer stuff and rocks back there. Oh my god. Dude, this thing feels so good. Holy crap. You're right, this seat, you just stick to it.
I love it.
It's gonna be an epic sunset. Wow. Man, I'm gonna miss this bike.
I'm gonna miss it too, a lot.
Yeah, it just has so much character, and now it's just, I can't wait to see how much weight we've stripped off this thing.
How much do you think?
I don't know, man. 40 to 50 pounds would be my guess.
Wow.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. And then I'm curious to see what it does on the dyno too, because you got to figure, imagine stripping 50 pounds off of it and adding 10 to 12 horsepower.
On a motorcycle, that's a huge difference.
That's almost a quarter of the weight of the bike, you know? Like, that's crazy. This thing feels so good. I love this thing, dude.
How was it November?
I know.
Hey, when you really get on the gas, I smell something.
Fuel burning?
You know what it is?
What?
Success.
Oh, yes! I miss this bike, dude. Man.
You see, like, when you get on it, you like want to get rowdy.
Yeah, you really do. It's a hooligan bike. You can't help yourself. But we need to be careful because it's actually getting a little cold now. The roads are going to be really... I felt my back tire sliding around. It feels phenomenal, man. Like, it feels really good. I actually really like this seat cover because I don't slide into the gas tank anymore. Yeah, that's nice. God, dude. Holy crap. I miss the crackles. Yeah, this thing's awesome, dude. What a build series, man.
I know, it just, like, it's crazy to think back to, like, it just feels like we started modding it yesterday, you know?
Hey, that's what they say. Time flies when you're having fun, right?
I guess so.
Woo-wee! Man, I miss riding.
I miss riding.
Man, every time, it's like one of those things where when it's cold and you just don't really think about it because you can't do it, you know? And then as soon as you do it again, you're like, fuck, I just want to do this all the time. So nice.
I get so excited whenever the air gets crisp, dense, cold, and the bike just wants to go,
yes,
go,
it's
you know?
so good for the motorcycles. Listen to that. Well, the bike feels fucking phenomenal to me. I think we're good. I think we're good to head back.
Looks good. Everything looks fine. Let's go home and check it out over some beer.
I think that's a great idea.
I'm sorry, but I think that bike wins the award for best sounding
motorcycle of all time. Right?
Absolutely.
Man, it's so good.
I cannot wait to see who the winner is going to be and what their reaction is when the first time they ride it.
I know, dude. They always text me, like, the past winners. I stay in contact with them. And the Mike, the guy who won the Street Fighter, he went and picked it up, and he had to ride it for like an hour or two the first day he got it, and he texted me when he got home, and he's like, this is the most insane bike I've ever ridden.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I love to hear, man. All right, we made it back safely, and I feel like we just did this. It's like deja vu, huh?
I don't remember.
Do you get deja vu when you're with you?
I don't remember anything.
I don't remember anything.
We're going to have to revisit that.
To a successful build, we got a few things we're going to tweak right here. But I'm super stoked. So I think we both need a Mad Elf. We earned this, huh? Cheers.
We are Mad Elves.
Cheers, bud.
Cheers.
Okay, so we were able to actually just make some slight adjustments to the handlebar controls so that nothing touches any more of the tank when it's all the way one way or the other. So that's great. Next thing we're gonna do is throw it up on the lift, and we're gonna trim a tiny bit off of the brake cooling ducts, because when Dotto was riding, I had big boy Dotto on here, and I was like, here, press down as hard as you can, while I was right next to him, and I noticed that it was touching just ever so slightly. So there is a chance if somebody was wheeling this thing that it could go all the way down there, and I don't want them to break the carbon. So I think it's better if we just slide or trim I'm not even showing. Trim a little bit of this, so that if this ever just let's say it went all the way down, worst case scenario, it won't touch this or break this off. So that's what we're gonna do next. So one other thing we noticed, if you saw, we had battery tender hooked up to it. This is a Shirai lithium ion battery. For whatever reason, well, it was losing charge previously because we left the Termi up map on there, but we did take that off now. And when we came back, we were like, oh, let's test and see, like after we went for the ride, let's restart it and see if it works. And it actually wasn't holding a charge. So I'm not sure if it's not charging while it's riding, or if maybe that up map like completely charged and screwed the battery, like drained the battery. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hook it up to a, what is this thing?
Multimeter? A
multimeter. And we're gonna test the charge of the battery, and then we're gonna run the bike and test the charge and make sure the bike's actually charging it, right?
That's right.
Okay. So let's see what it is. But if there is some sort of issue with the battery,
13.4,
so
5.
That's enough.
On the battery, it's actually plenty.
That's high. 12.7 is enough, right? Normal voltage. So if there is some sort of issue with this battery, I'll just buy another lithium ion battery, make sure we put it on before we before we give it to the new owner. But I've never had issues like this with the lithium ion batteries, so this would be a first. I've read on forums where people buy lithium batteries and then they don't work, or they're completely dead or whatever, like, you know. So actually, one of them was dead that we got, remember?
So one thing that I just thought about is,
yeah,
I know that once the key is off, it should kill power to essentially almost everything, right? I wonder if the shut off, the red button, I wonder if that has to be off.
Oh, that's a good point.
You know, it shouldn't, if you think about it on a regular motorcycle.
You can have the kill switch or not on. I never use my kill switch, yeah.
And I know that we had the little puck on.
That's a good point,
map,
yeah.
But, I'm not really sure if that's affecting it or not. I just checked, I had it on my lithium charger.
Yeah.
And obviously the battery's good.
Fully charged. Should we start it up and see?
Yeah. What I'm going to do is, I don't know if it's going to work with the camera holding it, but I want you to start it while I have the multimeter on to see what kind of amperage draw it has and what kind of voltage it has while it's running. Okay. To see if it's charging it properly.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to start this guy up.
It's going to be loud.
Yeah, it's going to be loud.
So right now, it actually dropped down. As soon as you turned it on, it dropped down a good bit. I mean,
it's still fine.
Yeah, 12.9 is still good.
So let's see here.
Go ahead and start it.
I'm going to, I can't see it. Let's see.
That's okay.
All right, here we go. Wow. Do you think this battery's fucked?
Hold on.
What?
So it just, from you trying to start it, it dropped down. It was 9 volts, and then now it's back up to 10 volts, which is...
How's that?
Pretty low.
Yeah.
So it seems like there's an issue with the battery.
I think so too. Well, I cut up some cheese that we had left. We're kind of running low on stuff. We got some pickles, some sucker punch. This guy's got glasses on and he's about to cut the carbon. Look at this. Go ahead, let's do it. I gotta stay back because I don't have glasses on. Which way is that thing spinning? Good, away from me. Yeah. God, this sounds like a dentist's office. I'm fast as fuck, boy. I like it. Now, will that clear now? It's pretty close. I think it will. Can you trim a little more? Just to be safe. Look at him. He had one mad elf and he's turned into a mad scientist. Perfect. What are we doing here, Dotties?
Just telling Jarrett, I bought an extra Dremel just so I don't have to swap out the bits. So now that I cut this, I want to just file down any edges that are rough.
It looks really nice. I was worried about it not looking good, but it looks totally fine.
Now it's going to definitely clear.
Now it's going to be safe. And safety is the #1 priority, kids. Look at them. I can't see anything because your fingers are so big. Throttle. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Fantastic. Let me know what you guys think of this camera, because it's actually just my phone. This is what I used to use back in the day. And it doesn't have focusing issues like the G7 does. So I can get like super close in there. Look, you can see all the details. And if you guys like this, I might just upgrade to the iPhone 13 Pro. And that has a really nice camera setup. Oh yeah, I like the way you did that. That's a spicy meatball. All right, doing the other side. Basically doing the same thing. Woo! Look at that. Here's a fun fact for you guys. I actually used my iPhone for my YouTube channel until I got all the way to 150,000 subscribers. So I used to be just exclusive. My iPhone 7, I believe, is what it was. And the nice thing about the iPhone is it's just always in your pocket. I lose my G7X about 14 times a video, wouldn't you say, Dotto? I'm like, where's the camera?
And then Teens puts it on top of the car or on like the
and then we drive off with it.
She's like, let me move the car.
So true. So just doing the same thing, repeating the process. You can see now that's clearly gonna clear.
Clearly gonna clear.
This is so easy to use. I love this. The only thing that's an issue with the phones is the audio is not as good as the G7 is. Yeah, that looks much better. Look at that. Okay, I think that's where we're gonna leave it. The chains, actually, we checked the tension of it and it is within spec, so I think we'll leave that. We'll try it on the dyno tomorrow. If it looks like it gets looser, then we'll tighten it and it should be good to go for a while. Absolutely love the custom nameplate. That is such a cool touch, and I love that it's see-through. It looks so cool on the bike. But yeah, I think that's just about it. Off camera, we'll take care of the battery. I'll keep you toasted.
I'll keep you toasted.
I'll keep you posted if what we end up finding out, whether it's just a simple charge thing or if we have to end up replacing the whole battery. These guys look awesome. Again, there were no leaks. Everything was running great with the bike, and I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. So yeah, I'm gonna be sad to see this one go. This has been an incredible project to work on. It turned out a lot better than I thought it actually would have. And I'm excited to see what it's gonna do on the dyno and how much this bad boy is gonna weigh. And then we'll pick some winners for the bike. Well, I guess one winner for the bike. And then we'll move on to the V4 SP. So don't forget, if you guys wanna be entered, patreon.com/KMPC Customs. You still have a couple episodes left.
Wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more.
Don't forget to mention.
What?
They can win.
It was stepping on your tires that you have around here. What?
You're entered to win this bike
and the SP.
V4 SP.
Yeah.
All I gotta say is I hope I get to meet the person.
Yeah.
That's gonna get this.
I know.
And I hope they're close so I can go right.
I know, dude. I know. So, okay, that's it. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more. We'll see you all in the next one. Peace.